Well, good morning again. This is Hiro. Been thinking about making how to get started in the art of Ishizukuri, or being made with rocks. Well, what I'm using is this speed set. It's a type of a thin set. Most people use this to attach the tiles to the wall. And I know there's a number of different ways to do it. I just feel comfortable doing this way because I'm used to working. When I was landscaping, I would build small rock walls. So I'm kind of comfortable with this. But many of you have been saying that you will use epoxy or other forms of glue. But anyway, this is what I use. So what I do is I take this, right, put a little pile, like so. And then, I've been using these to make the bonsai, especially when I try to get the moss to stick. This gives you just about enough. The thing is, you don't want to make it too runny. Make sure it's fairly stiff. See? And then, so you could see that this is the right tool for this. And all this lid, this part here, that's the lid. You could use your coffee lid, or in this case, I bought a big tub of peanuts, and that's where I got this. And the thing is, see, you don't need to make a lot because we're just trying to put enough so that it sticks. And then the other good thing that I found was, if you want to clean this off, look at this edge here. So this is a very economical way of doing it. And those of you that are experienced with working with epoxy and all that, that's fine too. But I'm just comfortable working this way. Also very cheap. Well, see? So now I could get to putting the things together. Ever since the beginning, I've only been open to the public 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So people go, wow, what do you get all that time off? No, that's the time that I do really hard work or extensive work. Well, this is the bench that I set up, and they get kind of cement together, not all at once. Well, sometimes if you get a perfect set of rocks, and you could do it in one shot, but most of the time you put the base and the pedestal together, maybe the collar next and the light area, and then the roof and the cap. Well, some of these really tall ones, they're even more challenging. So anyway, you could see that everything's in different stages, right? I think I told you before that I'm trying to make 1,000 of these lanterns. Well, it's a very Zen thing. In the Zen concept, they say that you're not even worthy of anything unless you could achieve 1,000. Well, I plan to do 1,000. I started in January, right? And then I'm in July, I think the first week or so in July, I'm going to do an introduction to Ishizukuri on lecture and demo. Those of you that are close enough, hopefully you could come by. I'll have more detail in the future. But anyway, I pre-make these. Okay, the natural feature ones are great, but that is sort of limiting in terms of speed. So I've been making all kinds of different things and putting them in different bins. So, thinking about what we need to do, right? We got the base. I think this one here could be the base, this one actually could be the body part. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing is I'm making these and ready for assembly. Typically, I'll work about 3 days, sometimes 4, during my non-open to the public days, and I'll rip out maybe 100, sometimes almost 150. So that currently I'm about 300 now. So I think I'll make the 1,000 before my formal introduction. Okay, this is really kind of a dirty, dangerous section. I take bigger pieces and break them up. And you could see in those little containers that there are pieces that are broken. Well, those look like broken pieces. So what I do after I get this done is to tumble it. So in this stage, most of the time I'm using a hammer and a chisel, occasionally power tools. But the thing I recommend all of you is to wear safety gear. When you're just breaking it with hammer, you don't need the ear protection, but a lot of these power tools are high pitch and it really would, well, I'm getting hard of hearing already, but it's going to accelerate that. So I usually wear eye protection, ear protection. And then a lot of times that the dust is not good, so I'm wearing a mask. Well, the problem is when you wear a mask and a safety goggles, it fogs up. So that's been a kind of a process that's hard to do, but it's one of those necessary evils. So as it comes out of the tumbler, I wash and put it in, dry it, and then put it in different bins depending on the size and the function of the future. So we could say that it's all in the prep, getting a lot of these materials ready so they could be assembled. Yeah, so in the future episode, I'll show you how I put it together. Like I was saying, I'm about the 300 mark, and the thing has been improving. You'll notice in the earlier part, it had a lot of the motor kind of, it was too much being applied, and I'll show you how that could be minimized and look a little better. That's why I think the Zen concept, we have to do 1,000. There's a lot of stuff you gotta learn, and it takes practice to the tune of 1,000. Okay, when I get these put together, I'd usually wait a day or so to make sure that everything is set up nice, and then bring it out here for final drying. Now, after usually takes about a week or so. It's ready, but I usually wait about a week or so, and then go hide these. Well, I plan not to sell. Well, there's been interest, but I plan not to sell officially till I make 1,000. And then I plan to have like a sale on the Black Friday. So by then I know for sure I'll have 1,000. And then one of the problems I have is, how do I price these things? Some of these are very difficult to do because the rarity of finding the rocks. These that are semi-manufactured are a little bit easier, but it takes quite a bit of time. So I'm trying to figure out what the pricing should be. Yeah, this one here is really a simple one, and just two pieces put together in a very subtle lantern. And some of the others we do a little bit more. You see the sign, please do not touch. Well, people want to touch these anyway. But you can see that I've come up with all different kinds of styles and different approaches. And it looks like there's enough interest that I'll do a lot more detail work as we go on. But today I thought I'd show you how I do the work around here. So this is Hiro saying goodbye. I'll see you again real soon in another chapter. And then because of the interest being shown, I'll do more of these. Okay? See you again real soon in another chapter. So this has been the Ishizukuris.